Welcome to Travel Chat. This week I chatted with my friend and fellow travel advisor Amy, who recently returned from her Walt Disney World vacation. Amy stayed at 3 Deluxe Villa resorts during her stay. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hey Amy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to chat with you. I see that you're in an airport, which is
Yep.
fun. So it means you're traveling.
Yes.
I know you just stayed at Disney in three really cool Disney resorts, and I'm super excited to hear about each one and get your thoughts on that.
Awesome.
All right. So, first resort, Disney's Riviera Resort, which is practically new, brand new, because it opened barely before everything shut down last year.
Yeah.
Um, was this your first time staying at Riviera?
Yes.
So tell me about the resort. What was it like over there?
So it does have that European feel. Like you walk in and things are like marble and, chandeliers and really pretty staircase and um, a lot of neat pictures of Walt traveling in Europe.
Oh,
And there's like a cafe that has, European coffees and pastries and those kind of things. So it does have that very European feel.
I'm really curious
Excuse
about
me.
the room that you stayed in. You gave us a video tour, which I'll share, and it's called, I wrote it down, a deluxe, no, I'm sorry, it's a tower studio, which is not a room category I've ever heard of at any of the DVC um, resorts. So tell me about a tower studio and what makes it different from a deluxe studio.
Okay, so it is a really unique room. There are only 19 of them, and they're built in the corner um, of the building. So your room, is kind of like in a triangle almost. I mean, it doesn't look like a triangle, but that's the
Mm-hmm.
part of the building. You can tell from the outside where the tower cities are because of the like triangular looking. You walk in, and what's really nice is because even though it's the room only sleeps two people, when you walk in, all you see is a sofa and a little desk and some little shelves um, that there's a cabinet. So you don't walk in and you can't see the little mini fridge or everything's kind of hidden in behind cabinets and stuff. And then you can see out to the balcony, but the bathroom is huge. So
Okay.
which is nice for such a small room. The bathroom is really nice, like marble floors, marble shower walls. The two type of shower heads, the rain one and the other one,
Oh, lovely.
really nice sink. And I mean, it's all compact. It's all in one space, so there's nothing
Yep.
separating it like some resorts have, but it's nice that you're not feeling claustrophobic in there, which is nice. And then your bed is a Murphy bed that is up on the wall, and
I
so
wanted to ask you about that because I saw that in the tour, in your video tour, and I was so confused. I'm like,
I
is that the only
know.
bed? I was like, where is she?
Yes. It's so cool so that, during the day you can just sit on the couch or whatever.
Have the
But then
space.
at night, yeah, you can have the space. But then at night you pull the bed down and it's all made. So it's not like you're having to pull a couch out and make a bed.
Gotcha.
It's made with the sheets and everything. You just pull the whole thing down, and then in the morning you just put it back, and then you have the couch area.
Oh, wow.
So it's nice. I mean, it is a very small space, and you couldn't, I mean, you can walk around the room with the bed down, but of course it's going to feel much better during the day. And if you want to, hang out or whatever, if you can push it back up and sit on the couch.
Gotcha. How
Um,
comfortable was that bed to sleep on?
it
Was
was
it
very comfortable. I was
just like
surprised.
a
I was,
queen, any
yep,
other queen bed?
yep, any other queen bed. It did not feel any different at all.
That's so
So
cool.
it is, it's a really neat use of the space.
So the next resort that you stayed at and I want to talk to you about is Bay Lake Tower over in the Magic Kingdom area, which is the DVC Villa section of the Contemporary, basically. And you stayed in a deluxe studio.
Yep.
there with a
Theme park view.
that is so cool. It's sort of the ultimate. So what were kind of the big differences between the smaller studio at Riviera and then the deluxe studio at Bay Lake Tower?
So one of the things that's kind of neat, it's the only one that I've seen laid out this way, and I think it's because they were built, one of the first ones that were built. But when you walk in the room, the kitchen, so you walk into the room and there's a bathroom on your left, and again, the bathroom is all contained in one room. Um, and it's not, as big or as glamorous, obviously, as the Riviera, but it's a nice bathroom. And then to your left, a little bit further, is a little galley kitchen. So the kitchenette, even though it's a deluxe studio and you still just have a small fridge and the microwave and toaster and that kind of thing, but it's a separate area with all of this storage. So if you were wanting to stay there for like a week and have some of your own food and stuff in the in your room, there's so many more places to put it. Like, it had this cool little pull-out thing that looked like you could put canned goods in it. I mean, not that that's what you would use it for, but it just had a lot of storage, and it's just completely separate, so
That's nice.
yeah. So
Yeah.
somebody
It's
could
not
be
just
in
in
the
the
little
room.
right.
Yeah.
Someone could be in the little kitchen area making toast or a bagel in the morning or whatever, and it's just separated because it had, it's separate it's walled off. And then you go in the, bigger area, and there is a couch that pulls out. And then you have your queen size bed.
Nice.
And there's some shelving and a dresser and a desk, the normal things. And then it leads out to the patio, which is really big. Like, I really felt like, it's a long, narrow, but there's 2 chairs and a table, and you could put more, seats out there if you wanted, like, to pull something from the room. Very big balcony.
Gotcha. And having a view of the theme park from Bay Lake, I mean, you can't get any closer than Bay Lake. Even Contemporary is, it's right next to Bay Lake, but you are as close as you can possibly get. So that must be fun too.
That was so fun. Like, you could open the blinds and the shades in the window, and you can literally lay in bed and watch the monorail come. So you can just look out and see all the action. And then if you go on the balcony, obviously, like at night, it's just so pretty
cool.
with the castle lit up. And even though there aren't fireworks right now, it was still so neat to see everything lit up all night. Like, it was just so nice to sit out there and have a glass of wine at the end of the day and just watch the monorail and, see the theme park view. And it was even interesting to watch the transportation center. It's just kind of crazy how many buses are coming and going. And, that was really cool.
When I stayed at a theme park view room at the Contemporary, which it's the same view, just not quite as close.
Right.
My favorite, actually, and we did watch the fireworks. This was about 1.5 years ago at night, and it was really, really cool. I'm not going to try to minimize that. It's a cool experience. But my favorite thing to do was to get up super early. I know not everyone's an early riser, and I'm not either, but I was really determined to do this. I got up really early, went and got a cup of coffee, sat out, and I watched the sunrise. But not only did I watch the sunrise over Seven Seas Lagoon and over the Magic Kingdom, I watched it all come to life. Because when I first went out there, it was silent and dark. And then you see the little lights come on, and then the castle finally comes on, and then Main Street pops up, and then you hear the boats, and then you hear the monorail. And so it's really cool to watch that area come to life. So even without fireworks, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen from any balcony at Disney World, was kind of
that would be cool.
Watching it all wake up in the morning. So
I'll have to do that next time.
Yeah. Set the alarm.
Exactly.
Now, how about the pool? Because it's in a kind of a unique location at Bay Lake, but you also have access to the Contemporary. So what were your thoughts on the pool at that area, at those spots?
Okay, so Bay Lake Towers pool is just a little bit smaller, and there is a little cabana, if you want to call it that, that has a couple of does have a couple of drafts, beers, and then a few different drink selections, but all of the food is prepackaged. So, you're not going to get anything hot, like nothing with fries or like you get a bag of chips. But the interesting thing, but if you wanted to get warm food and bring it to that pool, it's only like, I'm not good with feet, but let's just say 2 or 3 blocks
Sure.
to walk over to the contemporary pool. I didn't realize it was that close at first, or I would have just gone over there and gotten it. I also didn't know our food wouldn't come with fries, because somebody had food with fries that looked really good. But the interesting thing was, so we were sitting in these chairs that face the sun, and it was interesting because the majority of the time we were there from like maybe 1 or 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., that time frame. And the starting when we got there, half of the pool was shaded by the Bay Lake Tower, and then really quickly as the sun was moving, now granted this is after daylight savings time or after Halloween when the clocks go back, but
Yep.
as the sun was starting to go down, the entire pool is shaded. So it didn't bother me. I mean, but if it was 10 degrees cooler, there's no way I would because it cooled the water and just cooled everything down because you're in the shade at that point.
Gotcha. That's important to know, because it is kind of a
Yeah.
unique shape to that building, and then the
Yes.
pool's like right there in the middle. So
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It has the little Mickey ears, all
hmm
like
it's a
that you
cute
can
pool.
see. It's a cute
hmm
pool, and there's a lot of cute things to do too. There's a lot of little, picnic table kind of things that families can eat at. Like outside on a little grassy area, there's a ping pong table. There's a, you know, shuffleboard. There's all kinds of little things for people to do other than the pool that's out there right by the pool. So that was kind of
Cool.
neat too.
Your third resort is one of my personal favorites, and I'm really excited to hear about your stay, because you were in a villa. You were over at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa.
Yes.
So just to explain for anyone who might not know, the Grand Floridian, unlike the Riviera and Bay Lake, the villa section is really a building within the grounds of the Grand Floridian Resort. So you definitely feel more a full resort guest of the Grand Floridian than when you're staying at a kind of its own property like the Riviera or Bay Lake.
Yes.
So tell me about the villa itself, because they're very, very hard to get, and they're beautiful. I've toured them before. I've had the pleasure of touring them, but what was it like to stay in the villa?
It was so nice. It's so nice because the lobby is just amazing. And I had never taken the time to really pay attention to the lobby, but they have that neat, water statue with the penguins. But then they have several different things that were made of chocolate from different. I didn't even, again, read all the things. I did take some pictures, but there was like a bald eagle that was made of chocolate. It just has a lot of neat things, and some places, little sitting areas you can sit in the lobby. So that's neat that it's its own little lobby area, and there's the own concierge there right in that building. So it just feels so luxurious. Like you walk into the room and there's 2 full showers. So immediately to your left is the bathroom, and it has that gorgeous mirror that has the TV in it.
That's so
So
cool.
it was so neat to put on that little, the little Disney Parks channel that plays the Disney music when you're getting ready, and that pops up all the different times of the parks and all that kind of stuff right there in your mirror. And 2 people can be showering at once. Like there's that gorgeous big walk-in with the rain shower head, and then separate with a separate pocket door, there's the bathtub shower. So
Gotcha.
it's a great place if you have kids, because then you're able to do a bath or a shower.
Mm-hmm.
So the bathroom area was very nice. And then you walk in and it has the pull down bed. And I had really never noticed that the pull down bed, um, it's Dumbo and it's so cute in there in the
Aw.
little, yeah. I mean, we didn't have anybody sleeping in there, but you have it. I didn't, I didn't realize that it slept 5 people. So that's really nice. You have your queen size bed, and then you have your pull out sofa, so you can sleep 5 in the room. And it has a nice size table, and then, you know, where the pull down bed is, it has a big shelf, so it's nice to be able to put a lot of things, you know, like, you know, your magic band, whatever. It just has a lot of sort of counter space that you can put things up out of the way, kind of thing. And then you keep walking, and it has a gorgeous balcony. And I loved the balcony because from the balcony, there's this water feature, it's like three water flowing down 3 steps kind of thing. But I love the sound of water. So I would just open our door. I mean, obviously it's not like the beach in that there's not, you know, waves crashing, but it's that constant flow of water.
Yeah.
I loved sitting out there and just listening to the water. And you can hear the boats. You can't see them from that building, but you can hear them. And, you know, there's the little walkway over to the main part of the Grand Floridian. And, you know, it's just fun to sit out there. I love sitting out there and having my coffee. And like you said, the hustle and bustle first thing in the morning, and kind of seeing everything come to life. And
Yeah.
yeah, I really liked that part of it. And everything just felt so, you know, just like an extra level of luxury. Like it just, you know, very nice.
I think the Grand Floridian, it truly is one of the most luxurious resorts at Disney. It's certainly not one of the newest, but there's something very just upscale, and
Yes,
you're kind of
that's the
transported
word.
back in time when things really were
Yes,
grand. And
yes. And that's like, it feels like a vacation in a vacation. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah,
resort feels like its own, yeah, its own luxurious, grand, you know, area.
yeah. How about the pool? Because I'm personally a big fan of the pools at the Grand Floridian. So with, you know, the COVID restrictions in place, how did you feel the pools were at the Grand Floridian?
They were amazing. Again, we chose to hang out at the pool, that does have a little slide, not the big kids area, but because it has the food and drink thing right there.
Hmm.
But the thing we noticed the most was the level of service. Like, so even though you could walk up, you could do your mobile order and you could walk up and get your food or drinks. I mean, and it was literally within steps because it's all within the pool area. They had a bartender walking around with, you know, a tray with ice water. Whether you've ordered anything or not, he's giving everybody water all over, you know, and also kind of reminding people, hey, you know, while you're sitting here in your chairs, it's fine not to have a mask on. But if you're going to get up and you're not walking to the pool, if you're going to walk, you know, to the restrooms, or if you're going to come up and get another drink or whatever, you do need to put your mask on. But
Hmm.
he was just so friendly. And then they had menus, so you could, you know, you could order food or drinks, or, and it was just so nice because that's another part that made it feel luxurious. Is it felt like you were at a resort where you're not having to get up and order another drink. Like they have, you know, a wait staff that's waiting on you.
Right. Oh, that sounds lovely. I would
It
like to
was
go.
lovely. That was a nice, you know, a nice break.
So, what was Enchanted Rose? What was the experience like for you, knowing that both of us loved Meisner's before it closed? What were your thoughts about Enchanted Rose?
Um, so it's neat. I mean, it is completely different. Like as far as what it looks like, there's no way to compare it because they didn't just take the same space and kind of redo it. They tripled the space. Like they closed that little
Right.
store and knocked the wall out, um, and so it doesn't it doesn't have as personable as a feel as Meisner's did. And you could sit at Meisner's, you could hear either the grand piano or, the other different types of entertainment, which don't, which they're not doing right now. So so it's just a different type of a area. It is very big, and what's nice is you can sit inside or out. So there are tables outside with little couches and stuff. So if you want to get food or drinks, you can sit out there. And then there's an area inside. They have a lot of nice paintings and stuff. But the first time we went at night after we had been in a park to get like a nightcap, and it felt very dark. Like I think it's the lighting. It's kind of creating that feel, almost like maybe they're trying to make it like Beast Castle or whatever. So
Sure.
it kind of feels dark in there, we did not sit at the bar. We sat at a little table because of the social distancing. There was not room at the bar. But then, so I was a little disappointed in the feel because I always just loved Meisner's no matter what time of day or night I went into it. It just was a great little spot. So, so then another time we were taking the monorail to the park, and we stopped in. It was actually while we were staying at Bailey Tower, but we were taking the monorail back to the park, and we got off at the Grand Floridian and thought we would give it one more try. So we went in, and it was during the day, and so there are a lot of glass windows. So at night, obviously there's no light. So, but during the day, it made it feel so much more light, and you could see better, like the pictures that were on the wall. And you could we sat by a window at a high top table, and you could kind of see the pool area. You could sort of see the park in a distance, but it felt so much more like bright, and
Like a
our drinks were
space.
yes, much more welcoming. Yes, we really enjoyed our time, and had we not wanted to get back to the park, we probably would have stayed longer. Whereas the first time we did it at night, we were really anxious. After our one drink, we were ready to go. So it was just a different feel during the daytime, just much more relaxing and welcoming, and would have been a fun place to hang out for a little bit.
Gotcha. Well, that's really good to know because I always liked Meisner any time of day.
Yes.
During the day, it was great because you could sit by the window and have that view of the ground. But at night, the jazz band was right there, and they're not there right now. So I was like, oh, am I going to enjoy it? So I'm going to take your advice, and when I go, which is coming up real soon, we're gonna go during the day and check it out, maybe like mid-afternoon before the sun goes down, and and enjoy that space again. So Amy, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for taking all the video and pictures of your stays at these 3 amazing resorts, and for taking the time to chat with me about it today.
My pleasure. It's always fun to talk about Disney.
It is. All right, thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Amy, for chatting about your Walt Disney World vacation. And thanks to all of you for taking the time to check out this week's Travel Chat. We're excited to bring you information and updates as more destinations continue to welcome back travelers.